Hey, how's it going? This is going to be a ZvZ replay analysis. Today we're going to be looking at Kuji. He's our hero from GG. We're going to be rooting for him. And in the bottom left, it's going to be Awesome Sauce, who's going for a double extractor trick. Or is it? Yeah. I like that build. I do it quite a lot. Usually into a hatch first. But Kuji definitely going for that early aggression. We see the gas into the pool, 14-14. And I expect we'll be seeing some speed links. Extractor trick up to 15, nice. We'll speed up to the local. Overlord, good. There's that scout. That after extractor trick scout. And so we should know where our opponent is. Cool. Is the expansion started on time? No, it is not. But shortly thereafter, no big deal. Let's see if we get this hatch cancel again. Oh, that would be so nice if we get the cancel. Woo, we're in good shape. Forcing a spine back at home, even a second spine, hopefully. Yep. Killing the queen. Beautiful damage done. This is going great. Let's see what the transition is behind it, though. So, second queen started. Awesome. Couple lings because we are losing most of ours at the front. And then our expansion is getting pretty close to done, whereas our opponent doesn't have one at all. Awesome. As far as deficits, we are going to be about 4 drones behind. So, I'd be thinking maybe even with this round of drones, or rather this round of lings, could be drones, or at the very least, right after it, getting like an overlord and then getting a couple drones, getting at least to 16 in the main. And probably even a couple mining at the expansion quickly. Because as we go in, this is just a minor thing, but we know I think we know that our opponent, does our opponent have speed? No. And all these lings are being built without speed, and also speed isn't being produced. And you can tell because this spawning pool wasn't moving all weird. And there's no Baneling Nest, so we have no real threat. Well, there's the Baneling Nest going down, but for the next while, we have no real threat of a counterattack. So I think we could be droning a little heavier early on. Maybe the drones now? Yeah, see, I think we're going a little too heavy into ling production. I think we're not taking advantage of the map control that we very clearly have for a long time. Second queen comes up, though. This is great. The 2 queens are lined up perfectly. Will we be seeing some drones, though? Like, this is so nice because we've forced such defensive play from our opponent. 2 completed spine crawlers is a lot of drones. But unless we make some drones of our own, we'll actually end up at a deficit. This overlord also should never die. Should be pulled back quickly. Are we going to get another queen now? No, we can't focus that spine. This is a very, very common pitfall that players make. Is they'll focus anything, like whether it's this queen or this hatch or this spine, when there's Zerglings there. You can't do that. Zerglings do a lot of damage per second, and all these lings are going to die, and definitely not even going to get close to killing the spine. So like going in there initially, I'm going to go back actually just to take another slower look at this engagement. So right here, I actually like a lot. I would love just to see an A move happen. And what would happen with an A move is this queen would automatically get surrounded and killed, and any lings that couldn't attack this queen would attack the Zerglings. So all your bases would be covered in that respect. So right here, that's the problem. Let's go back and look at it again. You targeted the queen, so none of the lings were attacking his lings. Right here. Not right here. Yeah, he moves the spine up. And you correctly notice that this is a nice time to engage because you have reinforcements coming and he's kind of moved stuff around. But the targeting on the queen has all these extra lings attack, or actually just run around, not attacking anything, instead of attacking his Zerglings. It targets the queen, all these lings, what are they doing? Running and trying to help, and then only there do they attack, move, and start doing stuff. So, like, there, you maybe could have fought, but there was already so much wasted movement time. Like, if that engagement had been straight away, I think he would have killed the queen, a good amount of his lings, and then just pulled away from this spine and this spine. You probably are never going to kill the spines. Yeah, and then just, yeah, this decision to attack the spine here is just not going to work. Not with the queen attacking, not with all these lings attacking. You probably just want to pull back at this point. And you got to imagine you're ahead. He still doesn't have his expansion. Behind this, though, you're doing the right thing of producing some drones. We would just love to have more Zerglings alive so that we have that map control. So this is going to hurt us. Not a lot of value to focusing the spine, even if you do kill it, because he's not going to have his expansion for a long time, so it doesn't really help him. And he has a second spine anyway. Yeah, these lings should be drones, but there we go. We are getting into the droning very nicely. Even here, love to see like just all these being spent on drones. Right? Yeah, there we go. Using all the money right away. Even these lings, though, I don't like. I think we're making too many. Should just be transitioning into roaches at this point, getting the warren and a few more drones. So many Zerglings, like very aggressive, which I normally like, but I just feel like the next step aggression, like the follow-up, should have been just a more potent earlier roach timing. So heavier droning so that you can afford all those roaches earlier. Even the gas just refilled slightly earlier. But this is still looking pretty good as far as transitions go. Just gotta be careful with these lings. Like, this is nice, like poking in with these lings, forcing them to make some banelings, maybe taking some ling on ling trades, maybe taking a few of these banelings down with just like 1 or 2 lings. I probably could see, yeah, like exactly stuff like this. Beautiful. Yeah, I get it. That was actually really cool to pull back of the ling, but so that was 3 lings for 1 baneling, and that's about as high as you want to go. If you can get 1 more, this would be incredible, but no. This is good. Ling on ling trade as banelings just started. You should be able to kill everything. Wow, perfect. Are we into 8 roach production? Not yet. Oh, that was lucky, but still, this is going really well. Lots of roaches. Should be building more. Should be getting up to 8 to 9. Sick. So again, massive lead. Killed the hatch twice. Opponent stuck with so many drones on 1 base. So right here we should see maybe some ling production. Nah, I don't like that roach. Well, I would have liked those roaches if they were earlier. This is a bit... I'm going to focus on this first. This is okay. Cleaning up his lings. I don't think he'll kill that queen or the hatch. But just being annoying there is nice. But what I meant was maybe could wait with the roaches, group up a bit more, get a total of 8 or 10 earlier, and then push out together. Opponent going right up to lair, maybe spy. But yeah, this is great. Yeah, droning behind it, so this is what you want. You go for this nice roach timing. I think you built about 10, 12. They should all be hotkeyed on their own control group, and Zergling's also on a separate control group. So as far as mechanics go, that could be worked on a little bit. But this is good as far as decision making. Pushing out with the roaches, ensuring he doesn't get a base. You are not taking that. Awesome sauce. You might be awesome, but you're not that sauce. We do see actually no Zerglings, so I would have liked to maybe see some lings. But this is good though to be droning here. Lair a bit late. I think that could have been started. And why not engage here? I don't know. You have a ton of roaches. He, I think, dies if you just push up the ramp instantly. He has nothing. Really? Nothing that can deal with... How many roaches is that? Like 14? So you move up the ramp. He moves in with this stuff. It all dies. You kill his spine. And he's dead. This is what you can't allow, is him just to get this spire up. Either way, great lead in this game. Yeah, here we go. Lots of lings are out now, though, so this is a little harder. But this should still clean up pretty well. this fight's okay. I think you maybe could have pulled onto the ramp here, just pulled back a little bit for a little less surface area, but this is pretty good. Looks like it's going to be just enough Lings and Bandits now. A little move command there, not all attacking. Lost a little bit of efficiency. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to clean up your army there. I think it's just a product of moving in a bit late. Either way, that still went really well, and he's on one base. The only problem that we have is he's building the spire. I think behind this, like, we have quite a bank. We should already be moved up to lair, and also additional queens earlier. And any kind of production right now should be roaches, I think. I don't see the reason to be building lings. I mean, I get it, like he's pushing across the map with lings, but I mean, earlier could have probably built a couple defensive roaches. Just had 8 or 10 of them. I think queens are the missing link right now, going up to 3 total, but we could get up to like 5 or 6, I think. Still no expansion for our opponent. Great job on the quick time third. So should be able to get spores up in time there if we find out that he's gone mutus. I really feel like our lair is incredibly, incredibly late at this point. Lair isn't that expensive, and really I think he could have got it. I'd have to go back and look, but minutes ago for sure. And it just adds so much to have the lair. You can get up to roach speed. You can get an overseer and see, is there a spire? Though again, we should get a decent... Do we have any roaches? Yeah, we got about 10 building, but none on the field yet. When will the mutilisks be revealed to you? And what will the response be? I don't know if I like the macro hatch too much. Not if you're going roaches. And I mean, you don't have that much of a bank. And also, you just don't really have... Well, you have a decent economy. But I think macro hatch is more something you do on like a 60 drone economy. And usually when you're going lings, not when you're going roaches. Okay, so it's revealed to you. And yes, we see the spore response. Which is great. Lots of drones, too. Exactly. This is exactly what we want to do. Is power drones. And get a bunch of spores everywhere. And also maintain a decent-sized ground army. So that he can't just overwhelm you with lings and banes. So yeah, I could see some spores at the third. Probably here, here, here. Something like that. Spore connecting the bases is important. One here. Maybe one here. Gas is a little exposed. Gas is a little exposed. I think the placement of these ones could have been a little better. So one just over here protecting the gas, and it protects all this. And then even one over here closer to the gas protects the gas and all this. And then yeah, connecting the bases. This one's perfect for this gas. This one's perfect for this gas. I even like this one right in the middle here to defend all this. So this base is perfect. Would like one maybe here. And then, yeah, this is good. Yeah, good spore placement. All that stuff's good. Except that we don't have a lair. We are up to 4 gas, though. That's a plus. Oh, sorry, we are up to lair. I'm tripping. And a spire, too, so that's good. But I do think the lair was a little late. I'm going to go back and just see what time it was. I think by now it could be, well, maybe a little after this. About now is perfect. As you're droning here heavily, you start the lair. So that was like, what, 6 minutes, 6:30 at the latest. Yeah, about a 9-minute lair, so that's probably the biggest mistake I've noticed so far. Otherwise, we're in really good shape this game. Excellent job on all the spores. And I think we're moving towards hydras. Maybe some extra queens would be nice too. You push across the map with a bunch of queens and hydralisks. Other option is infestors, but they're a little more finicky. You can do all of it in theory. You could do infestor, queen, hydra. Could definitely transfer about 6 of these workers over here, get all these gas right away. upgrades. At least the 1-1 could be started by now. And oh, I guess we're going Spire. That's an option too. Yeah, I guess it's a good option. This is actually nice, getting in and killing some stuff. The targeting, though, is questionable. This is, again, that theme we talked about earlier of if there's Zerglings attacking, you pretty much always have to attack them. Zergling DPS is pretty friggin' incredible. Like, 12 per second they do, which is, I think, more than a Roach. A Ling has more damage per second than a Roach. I don't know if that's true if you factor the armor in. I'm not a mathematician, but just suffice it to say, Lings are a very cost-efficient damage-dealing thing. So you got to target them when they're attacking you. You can't be doing stuff like this, focusing this. Even your Lings here, like you should just overwhelm right now his ground forces, kill all these Lings and Queens and stuff, then target his workers and hatch. And even then, I would say target all these juicy, tasty drones here. Prioritize them over the hatchery. The run-by is nice, like you're going to kill stuff, but the problem is he just surrounded there and killed all your Roaches for free. And while your Lings are doing good damage to the Queens, which are transfusing each other and taking a long time, I think more damage could have been done over here with the Roaches all together and just probably cleaned up a good portion of these drones. Still, this is good. You're going to get some workers, hopefully. Yeah, getting in here and getting some workers. Forcing delayed mining time, like this is all adding up. Should be maybe 2 Queen deaths. No, just 1. I think we could have got that second Queen. Maybe not. Even so, okay, so here's where we're starting to maybe make too many Roaches, I'd say. Well, you know, now that I say that, then again, you do want to have a standing ground force that's pretty solid. The only problem with Roaches now is, like, our Spire's done, and ideally we want to out-muta our opponent. Like, we want to get these gases all filled. This one only has 2, by the way. Double check that. But get the gases all filled and pretty much be massing Muta Ling. But then again, I don't mind too much building the Roaches because our opponent does have some units. But, definitely want to get more Mutas. More gas, more Mutas. There we go, there's 7, but yeah, oh, there we go, good. And I think at this point we take this base. Like, we have a lot of money for it. We have Mutas building. We have a good ground army. So we break these rocks, we take this base. And otherwise we just sit back, wait for our Mutas to get out. Upgrade them, for heaven's sake. Probably armor. Earlier I mentioned that the other option you could do when you see the Mutas is just to start making a lot of Queens, and then go Hydras and 1-1, and just push across the map with lots of Hydras, lots of Queens, and some Roaches. So that is another option you could do instead of Spire if you want. But I don't want to say that the Spire transition here is wrong. It's definitely not. This is doing pretty well, actually. There we go. We have the higher Muta count, I think. By far. Yeah, should just be building Mutas here. Getting up to like 20, 30 Mutas. Good trade, killing lots of them. Oh, don't want to go near any spores though. And yeah, there we go, good. Lots of Mutas. Any extra money though, like we have a macro hatch and everything, should be going into Lings right now. Like, and Overlords. The big round of drones is good, but I would even like to see a stronger ground army, a heavier Ling Muta style in the mid game, more upgrades and stuff. This is great, gonna kill everything. That should be game. Should be game. Too many Mutas. Definitely want these gases later. But that went well. Nice. We can move on to game 2, I think. Thanks. That's all we got for ZvZ, so we got ZvT now. Let's look at the transition one. I wonder if this was 2 games in a row on ladder, or if this is a practice partner. I hope it's a practice partner because, man, is that ever efficient practice when you get to hammer out a bunch of games against a good player in the same matchup. Especially when someone beats you with something consistently. Like I lose a lot to 3-Rax Reaper, and it really helped to play against someone over and over and over of them just doing that exact style. And as I say that, here we go. We're going to see, it looks like 3-Rax Reaper. Maybe not. We don't see any gas. This could just be Marines. In fact, it is. It must be Marines. So far, pretty nice timings on the build. Probably want to transfer down to the expansion by now. 8 to 10 workers. Just because it's the gold. Yeah, second gas looks like it'll be the Roach Ravager. There's the Roach Horn. You should see some Overlords. Overlords. This is a new thing that I'm doing, which is once I've started the Roach Horn, I don't build any more drones. So I would say just, if you can, squeeze out those drones a bit earlier, then get the Roach Horn. Or just, once you build the Warren, don't build any more drones, because you kind of get stuck in a weird spot with your larva, I find. So now should have 3 Overlords building. And because of that, yeah, we're not going to quite have the larva that we want, but it should work out. 3rd Overlord's a bit late. Definitely want 3. Very nice, though. I think all these were built specifically in the main. Oh, no, it just happened out that way. So, yeah, it actually ended up working out. But usually you want to click the main first, build them there, and then click the expansion, build them there. Maybe it was done that way. I can't even tell. Either way, looking pretty nice. Getting up to 7 roaches. Yeah, that last roach maybe could have been built at the expansion instead to get there a bit earlier. And then these roaches, looks like they moved out pretty quickly. Maybe just a couple seconds of downtime. Lots of Overlords, great. Should see some Ravagers at the front. Some Ravagers. There's the problem. Ravagers built at the back. Definitely want the front roaches to turn into Ravagers so you can all engage by now. Like, this is already starting to be a little too late. Still going to do some damage, it looks like, but it is just a bit late. Oh, our Overlord gets picked off. That doesn't happen every day. I don't think you need to delay your roach timing because of these, though. Like, maybe your reinforcing lings can kill it or something. But I think this is a bit of an issue, actually, that these roaches are moving so far off path. Because they're slow units, and he's building important stuff. So, I don't know. I think these roaches should have went right in, engaged by, like, 5 minutes is already very late. Like, 4:30, 4:40 at the latest. They should be getting here and busting right in. And I think you could have done that with exactly the build you did, having just built the last roaches at the natural instead of in the main, which takes longer to get across the map. And then using the very first roaches that you build to move out earlier, and then be morphing in like halfway across the map or something like that, the Ravagers. So that all of the roaches can engage right here, all at the same time. Reinforcing Lings can deal with anything he has on the map, whether it's Marines like this or some sort of Hellion run by, anything like that. That's for the Lings to do. The roaches do not stray from their path. But they are straying right now, and oh man, they're straying a lot. They need to get in there. No, this is starting to be way too late. And yeah, what do we see? Like the crazy defense from Terran that we love so much. So the tank in position, way behind the bunker, and even so many bunkers here going down that this is going to be a pretty tough attack. A little bit of an indecision there, and I don't know why. I think you should definitely still be going for it. Let's look at a Ravager here. How much range? Yeah, I think if you were... all your roaches and stuff had just moved right up to the front, you could be attacking this bunker and stuff and killing it pretty quickly, and then easily could just lob 3 biles from standing like here right onto this tank. If that is too much range, you would just break down the bunker, move south a little bit, and then do the same. Throw down the 3 biles on the tank. And once those biles are started, you can ignore it. It's dead. You just start targeting the bile, or start targeting maybe a bunker or whatever you need to. So lots of indecision there, lots of not attacking, lots of kind of pulling back, and it needed to be a more decisive engagement. Move right up close, snipe the bunker, snipe the tank, kill the stuff. The transition, though, is actually a friggin' beauty. I'm not gonna lie. Right up to the lair by 5 minutes. Yep. Lots of drones being built and all the gases being taken. And even these safety spores, though a little early, I like a lot. Could see some overloads, but otherwise this is good. So see, there's the biles, and definitely not doing us any favors. We want to throw that on the tank and then just be using our auto attacks to be killing the bio forces. I just realized that bile and bio sound very close, so I need to be careful with that. Maybe I just need to call it marine rotter. No, that sounds too silly. But nice bio there, killed a lot of the marine rotters. And then, oh no, the Banshee's out. Luckily we did get the fast lair, the quick spores. Gas is a bit late, but we'll be able to get our Spire, no doubt. Another spore, I like it. 2 spore per base for Cloak Banshee. I think that's fine. Actually, did he even go Cloak? I don't think he did. No, but still. You don't know that. So these gases are very late, but aside from that, the transition was good. There was actually a bit of downtime here, where we were sitting with more than 3 larvae. So in the future, just want to be powering those drones and overlords and stuff a bit harder. Keep the minerals down to 0, keep the larvae down to 0. But this is great though. The lair and the Spire timing are looking excellent. Would like to see an Overseer or 2 right away, like you want to get a good scout off in his main. See, okay, lots of bio stuff, lots of engineering base, 4 command centers, holy shit. And that would tell us, like, we're going to be very aggressive in the mid game. We are not letting him get 4 command centers worth of economy going. So it looks like it's going to be a Mutiling Baneling follow-up, which I like. I'm lately more in favor of the Roach Ravager mid game. I just find it so strong. But you can't go wrong with the old school Ling Baneling and Muta. So should see the 1-1 right away. Or maybe be delaying it so that you can get that big burst of Mutalisks. That would be reasonable too, if you want to go right up to 8 immediately or something. Nope. Gonna get the 1-1. Should see that 3rd base started by now here. Yeah, he's gonna block it there. Like, I think you probably want to take it here, or just wait till the Mutas kill this. But you could actually be trying to double expand, so I think you could probably be trying to get this hatch here and this hatch here. So if one gets shut down and you have to cancel, whatever, the Mutas will be able to save the second one, whichever one he decides to be aggressive at. I think this can kill it. I think you do have to cancel. Not right away, but definitely want to have an Overseer though. We don't know that this doesn't have Cloak by now. Good job on the upgrades. Definitely want to see another hatch, though. I wonder if he did need to cancel. I'm not 100% sure. Either way, this is no big deal. You get it up right after, and then, yeah, we really need to be taking another base. When you're going this style, and you have this kind of economy, like with a gold, you definitely need to be going up to 4 hatcheries. At the very least, getting a macro hatch. This is good, though. We're building a lot of units, and we need to. Holy crap, this is a lot of units. Yeah, the Mutas aren't going to help too much with this. Yeah, that is just going to be the GG. Like, the transition and everything was great. The opening build was great. I think it really came down to arriving late with the roaches and just a couple other little things. Mostly with that initial engagement. If that had been earlier and you had been able to get into this economy a bit better, the transition was great, and I think you would have had a good spot in the mid game. But he just didn't lose any SCVs, and that's why he was able to pull ahead. All right, we got one more. Into poor Banshee and a bad scout. Same opponent. I wonder, like I said, if it's ladder or practice. Nice crisp opening. Good transfer. This is actually really good. If we see the Roachhorn go down right away in the main, I'd be very content. I don't like the spine. Well, do I? What is our opponent doing? What is our opponent doing? No. Yeah, definitely don't need that spine. Unless you're seeing like 3+ Reapers, you're probably fine with just Lings and the 2 Queens. The Roachhorn was timed great. I don't think there were any production after the Roachhorn was started, like any drones or anything, so awesome. 1 Overlord behind. We want to be up to 80 supply here, but otherwise, very nice. Very, very nice. Should be seeing, yeah, good. A couple more roaches. So again there, I just want to urge, click the main hatchery first, use all the larvae there, and all the last roaches that you built, build them at the natural so that they all group up a bit better. And then these guys at the front want to be morphing the Ravagers right away, and that's why we want to be able to go up to 80 supply. That's why we get that extra Overlord early, so that these guys at the very front can morph into Ravagers earlier. Lots of tank openings I'm noticing from your opponents. So there we go again. We got the Ravagers building in the back. So that's really going to delay this timing. Need to be arriving like now. This is going good. And like, I like that the roaches are leading this. I would also just like though if the Ravagers were with it. Like, I think these 4 units, these 4 Ravagers, if they had been built with these ones, like it would all be here by now. And this timing would just be that much stronger. And you'd have maybe this vision up here, and you'd be able to snipe this tank no problem. This tank is so exposed. That's a suicide tank. That's what that is. It's no siege tank. So you move 4 Ravagers right up to it, and you just boom, bile it 3 times, 4 times. And then this guy's dead. He's dead. Well, I shouldn't say that. He has the Banshee coming too. So do we have vision of that? Yeah, we should. Right? With the Overlord. Now we do at least. We can bile that tank. This is just happening all a little bit slowly though. A little too late. Awesome. Tank's dead. We move in. A little bit of problem with the placement here. So we got the Ravagers in the front. We want them in the back. We don't want Marines to be hitting them. We can't do anything about the Banshee. We ignore the Banshee's existence. That Banshee is inconsequential to us. We target probably the depots, and then with the Ravagers from the back, you can be throwing down the biles on wherever his Marines are so that he has to move them and not do as much damage to your stuff. And then, yes, exactly, target fire down. That was actually good, yeah, good biles, forcing his Marines back, and you break in. That actually went quite well. The Ravagers, though, are a little exposed to the SCVs and bile. You definitely want them in the back. Yeah, 2 of them dying very early. And there was a lot of move commanding there. I'll go back again. This happens a lot, I know, and it's unfortunate, but you really want to make sure your army is moving, attack moving, at almost all the time. So you target here, you move in a bit. Right now, even here's a bit too far. Like, you probably should be killing these Marines, like manually selecting these Ravagers, moving them to like here, so that the Roaches and the Lings get in front here. And then all your army just needs to be attack moving towards them. No target firing, you don't want that. I think you targeted this. And yeah, you just want to press like A and left click to here. And your army won't move to there, it'll just attack all this stuff. So right here, I think, yeah, targeting that add-on is not helping us. All these units aren't attacking. And there we go, they target, they start attack moving, doing damage. Actually killed that Marauder nicely in quite a lot of these SCVs. But that definitely could have been more efficient. But that happens. Happens to the best of us. Sometimes I do it, and then I'm back macroing, and then I go back and look, and I'm like, shit! So the transition, what are we seeing? Yeah, the huge round of drones. I don't think that was spread out, though, clearly. Could have been more drones over time. Like, I think could have saturated these bases. The layer's a little late. A lot of focus on the attack, though, and that's reasonable. So yeah, the spores, I think, are very important. He has a lot of Banshees. Is he going to go up to 3? No. So these 2 Banshees, I think 2 spore per base is fine, and then up to maybe 3 Queens. I think just 1 in the main could be risky. Probably want a second. Whoa! That's unfortunate. Saw it just a little too late to save that Queen. I really think, yeah, queens should have been building this whole time. Pulling off there, maybe still mining minerals? Nah, maybe not. Oh, this is annoying. Can't even afford the spire. There we go, back to mining. Ooh, overextended Banshee. Should probably grab an Overseer here. You don't know that he doesn't have Cloak. Just in case, probably want to grab that. And yeah, I think that second Spore could have been built anytime here. Gas filled at the natural spire. Yeah, good, started. How big of a ground army is our opponent getting? Pretty big. Only now getting the 3rd and 4th bases. This is why the spire transition needs to be so crisp, is that if you delay the lair and you get the spire late, it delays your 3rd if he goes any kind of Banshee stuff. Really low on the mineral economy, even mining out a bit at the natural. Good though, gonna get that gold, that'll help. Need to probably drone it as much as we can't, because here comes the big push that kills us for sure. For sure, and this can be held, but you need a big army. Like you would need, I don't even, like I'm a big fan of the Roach Ravager, so I would have a lot of those, but I guess the other option would be Tunzeling, Baneling, Muta. You need like 4 hatchery worth of production. And at least fully saturated 2 bases for quite a while to be able to build up enough stuff to defend this. That queen actually picked off something in the air, so that helps. But yeah, just not enough units at this point. So yeah, I think it is ultimately all coming down to that initial engagement and not getting there as early as possible and being as aggressive with it. I'll even just quickly go back to look at that. So the roaches need to go right out. These ones at the front need to be morphing the Ravagers, not the ones in the far back. And then you engage here like now. You bust that bunker down. You use your air vision here. This is just a little too far back. Could be like here, now that the roaches have arrived. And then you use the Ravagers to just quickly snipe that, move to this spot, snipe this depot, and get into this mineral line. And just like even the supply block here, not building enough Overlords, this is a lot of Lings that we could still be producing here. So even more Zerglings get here and just really crush this economy, completely set them back to almost nothing, ideally. That was nice though, did snipe that, but again here, this engagement was really what killed us. So close to dealing a lot of damage there, but just not quite enough. And then the transition just only slightly delayed, but that was enough for him to really hurt us, and not let us get a 3rd base in time. Cool. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions. Ed, I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.